It's Monday evening. I'm Joy Gosses with tonight's news. Before we commence, we ask that if it's your first time on this channel, please subscribe, click the bell icon to receive notifications. Give us a like as it helps recommend our channel to your friends and family. Leading the bulletin, we begin in the Hardap region, where the ecumenical service celebrated the servanthood leadership of Bishop Emeritus Kamieta under the designation of Servitatis Excellentia. In his remarks, President Dr. Hage Geingob said Bishop Kamieta greatly influenced his understanding of what leadership is when they met for the first time at the United Nations Institute of Namibia in Lusaka, Zambia. Sawe Hausiku compiled our first story.
Geingob made these remarks at the ecumenical service in the Hardap region on Saturday, which was celebrating the servanthood leadership of Bishop Emeritus Kamieta under the designation of Servitatis Excellentia. The head of state noted that he met Kamieta for the first time in exile in the 70s when he came to Lusaka, Zambia at the United Nations Institute of Namibia, which he was heading as the director. Geingob said he had heard a lot about Kamieta before their meeting as a revolutionary pastor who was also a comrade preaching liberation theology as part of his advocacy for Namibia's emancipation from South Africa's colonial domination. From back then until today, according to the head of state, Kamieta believed that God never created man to oppress his fellow men and that all men were made in the image of God and endowed with the right to enjoy freedom, liberty, justice, and equality. According to him, Kamieta's leadership is not wearing a necklace around one's neck, but it comes with responsibilities. What I learned from the statement is that leadership is not a thing to show off with or to go around boasting about. It requires humility, transparency, and accountability to gain the trust of those whom you are leading, the president noted further.
On to a rather unfortunate incident. The Namibia Wildlife Resorts, NWR, earlier today confirmed that 4 tourists have been reported missing in the Fish River Canyon. According to a statement by the NWR, a rescue team together with the Ministry of Environment, Tourism and Forestry is working around the clock to find the missing tourists.
Namibia Wildlife Resorts NWR spokesperson Nelson Ashipala, in a statement released late this afternoon, revealed that their rescue team, together with the Ministry of Environment, Tourism and Forestry, are working around the clock to find the tourists. According to Ashipala, a group comprising of 4 adults embarked on their journey on Saturday, and they sent out a distress call after reaching the first campsite. He added that their team rushed to the area where they indicated they were, but were not found. NWR implored on tourists that emerged from the canyon to clock out at Ice Hot Springs Resort before continuing to their respective destinations. The spokesperson urged all tourists that are exploring the Fish River Canyon hike trail to ensure safety by sticking to the routes and using a guide for such an undertaking. Namibia's Fish River Canyon hiking season commenced on the 1st of May and will conclude on the 15th September. And throngs of tourists embark on the 4 to 5 day guided or unguided hike into the canyon with a total hiking distance of about 86 kilometers.
On to Northeast Africa, where Sudan on Sunday condemned what it called a terrorist attack that killed 11 Egyptian troops on the eastern bank of the Suez Canal. Here's Shinua with the details.
Sudan's foreign ministry said in a statement, Sudan expresses its strong condemnation of the terrorist incident which killed a number of soldiers in the sisterly Arab Republic of Egypt. The ministry also expressed solidarity with Egypt and its full support of Egypt's unremitting efforts in combating terrorism. The statement said such cowardly acts would not break the will of the Egyptian government and people to maintain security and stability in the country. The Egyptian army said at least 11 Egyptian soldiers were killed and 5 others wounded on Saturday in clashes with a group of terrorists at a water pumping station in western Sinai.
A look at the latest regarding the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Britain's defense minister, Ben Wallace, today called out the absurdity of Russia's bemetaled military top brass at the annual Victory Day parade in Moscow, highlighted by President Vladimir Putin's speech. AFP brings us the details.
Putin addressed a vast parade on Red Square in Moscow for a public holiday celebrating Soviet victory in World War II, as the Russian forces have suffered major losses in Ukraine. UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace, himself a former soldier, according to excerpts released in advance by his department, noted that all professional soldiers should be appalled by the behavior of the Russian army. He said not only are they engaged in an illegal invasion and war crimes, but their top brass have failed their own rank and file to the extent they should be court-martialed. Putin today gave a speech to troops telling them they are defending the motherland in Ukraine. He has justified Russia's military actions by saying they are carrying out denazification of the neighboring country. Wallace said he wanted to call out the absurdity of Russian generals, resplendent in their manicure parade uniforms and weighed down by their many medals, saying they were utterly complicit in Putin's hijacking of their forbearance proud history of repelling fascism.
Kindly stand by for your top roundup. In the Primetime Bus segment tonight, we begin at the port of Walvis Bay. The Namibian Ports Authority, NAMPORT, earlier today announced that total cargo handling at Namibia's main port in the just concluded fiscal year rose 6.2% year-on-year despite a global shortage of containers. According to NAMPORT, cargo handling in the 2021-2022 financial year stood at 6.5 million tons, up 380,540 tons from the previous year.
NAMPORT said the higher volume was mainly due to an increase in vessel visits by 289 vessels or 22%. They also attributed the surge to increased containerized commodities such as copper, charcoal, frozen fish, marble, frozen poultry, sugar, chemicals, scrap metal and wooden products. NAMPORT said major commodities exported from SADC countries through Namibia included copper, manganese ore and wooden products, while major commodities imported to Namibia destined to SADC countries included frozen poultry, fully assembled vehicles, machinery, spare parts, tires, chemicals for mining use, electrical goods and electrical equipment.
The government of Kenya on Sunday said it has tapped into adventure, hiking and mountaineering experiences as key drivers in the recovery of tourism businesses that have been ravaged by the COVID-19 pandemic. More from Shinwa.
Najib Balala, the Cabinet Secretary of Tourism and Wildlife, said as part of the sector's diversification and recovery strategy, Kenya is well placed to leverage into these niche segments thanks to the diverse opportunities and attractions found across the destination. Balala said in a statement issued in Nairobi, the capital of Kenya, he encourages Kenyans to visit some of the mountaineering and hiking destinations in the country as they can be a pocket-friendly option for many people because they include day trips which are easily accessible. According to Balala, mountaineering and hiking have the potential to improve Kenya's tourism numbers because travelers are looking for immersive and engaging opportunities. Balala said tourism earnings increased 60.4%, about $1.26 billion in 2021 compared to $775 million in 2020, indicating that the country is on an upward trajectory.
That's all the top news we had for you this evening. Stand by for tonight's sports update with Salima Shimafeleni Masipa.
Good evening and welcome to the Planet of Sport. I'm Salima Shimwefeleni Masipa. We begin with rugby action from the weekend. University of Namibia Rugby Club withstood early pressure from Trasco United to win by 35 to 14 points in the fourth leg of the 2022 Namibia Rugby Premier League match played at the Campus Sports Field on Saturday. UNAM now moves into third place with 12 points, with Suburbs at fifth, followed by Rehoboth, United and Riho Falcon respectively. At the top, Kudus lead the log on 17 points after 4 matches, followed by Wanderers, who now have 14 points from 3 matches. On to cycling action. Seasoned riders Berggren Jensen and Courtney Liebenberg won the Elite Men and Women's 2022 Nedbank Rock and Rut cross-country competition on Saturday at Farm Windhoek. In the men's elite and under 23 competition, Jensen beat a strong challenge from Xavier Papo to win the event in a time of 1 hour, 17 minutes and 48 seconds after 7 laps in the 4.1 kilometer cycling tracks, which feature various obstacles. In the ladies' race, Liebenberg beat Monique Duplessis and Nicola Fester to win the race in a time of 1 hour and 19 minutes after 6 laps. Kindly stand by for your sports roundup. With the Sport Planet segment, we've come to the end of tonight's installment of Primetime News. As always, thanks for watching, and a reminder that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, share, and hit the notifications bell to receive notifications. Feel free to interact with us as well in the comment section. From myself, Salima Shimwefeleni Masipa, and the entire production crew, have a blessed evening.